All right, hey guys, here we are, hole 8. This is a hole to definitely get aggressive on. This is also a very nice wind to get aggressive on. This is one of our best winds for this hole. So it's something we typically want to take advantage of and potentially get this ace. Because you don't always get opportunities like this. And you can actually see for this whole front 9, I've actually really haven't had the best of luck for opportunities. So that's about to change here, because this is probably the best. Now, if I really, really wanted to get aggressive and go for this, I would probably go minus 60% ball here. But what we're going to do, especially since we haven't made anything yet, this is just kind of a tutorial for you guys, we're just going to kind of maybe just go a little bit more casual. And it's going to require Mojave, unfortunately. We'd love to go Spider, but Spider just gets to the max line, and we want to avoid max line here. Now, one of the things that you'll see, it does like to break just a tad right. So to kind of counter that, I'm going to go, because of the wind effect, because of the wind effect, I might actually not do this. But I typically do that. I do think with an 8 wind, that's going to be enough to really counter this well. So if I land here, I expect this to be deadly. Another thing that you'll see, since we have a little bit of a headwind, they're going to push through the pin a little bit, because it's going to collapse down. So you'll see it might look like it's landing long, maybe going to slam the pin. It's not. If anything, even that might be a little bit light. So what we're going to do is we're going to focus on our ring adjustment here. I think I kind of touched on this. I'm thinking somewhere in the 1/6s for this. You know, I mentioned that the max line is pretty close to 1/6, min-ish, maybe 1/8-ish. Gets you in the ballpark. So I'm thinking mid 160s for this wind, somewhere in there. So we're at around 5.0. So we can pretty much just focus on a point that is very close to the edge of our ring here, and we'll just focus on actual grains of grass. So we're just going to kind of pull to a specific spot in the grass right above that shadow that we can just easily visually see. So I'm thinking right, you can see it's actually tough to get to an exact spot. So if I'm going to have to make a decisive decision, I'm going to go a little heavy you're going to see that I'm moving just a little bit to the right of maybe that specific spot as opposed to left. It's because I've moved the target to lower ground. I don't want this to land short because I've moved down to lower ground. So do keep that in mind. Great ball. I'm not sure it's going to register great. I think this is going to probably still go perfect. It's a little light on this adjustment. And again, it's more about my adjustment than anything. The 1/6 was just light, so I was probably light 0.2 rings. And you'll see that's pretty much exactly how I missed. It was about 0.2 at the most. So I should have just stuck to the true and just did the 1/6. I told you that my range is usually 1/6 to 1/8. I wasn't quite at the max line, so I went and I pulled off the green. So I came in on that adjustment, shouldn't have done it. I should have just stuck with the 1/6. We could have had a hole-in-one there for sure. Very easy to be aggressive there. And again, you know, it's the calculation more than the ring pull. So, you know, it's not the grid that we need to hold these. It's just the precision and knowing the ring adjustment. And the people that are performing well in these tournaments and actually getting these hole outs, they're just basically, think of them as just well-practiced individuals. They just have experience with the adjustments. So the more times you see an adjustment, the more that I know, oh, I should just stay with that 1/6 for that adjustment, as opposed to changing it up and going a little bit light. So the more that I get comfortable with that hole and play this a couple times, you know, sometimes right out of the gate, I come in and I just have a hot round. I can make 2 or 3 of these on this side. And then other times you'll see that I miss all 9. And what makes it even tougher is these hole-in-one tournaments. You can be all over the cup and not get it to fall on these because you're so far from the cup. It makes it a little bit tougher. So do keep that in mind. Good luck. I'll see you guys on hole 9 here momentarily.